If you're a fan of politics, then you know there's a fight between AZIMIO and Kenya Kwanza. Each party is saying that it has the majority in the National Assembly. They must be given the slot for the majority leader in the same parliament. However, what is the correct position? What does the law say? AZIMIO la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party does not have a single member of parliament in the National Assembly, and therefore in the consideration of who should take the majority leader of the National Assembly, AZIMIO la Umoja should not be an option. My name is Wilson Kimani. They call me Keym Explains on all social media platforms. If you're not following me, or if you're not subscribed to any of my social media platforms, please do so, because this is a channel you need if you're a fan of politics. Now, before we go on, I want to teach you something about the Constitution. Article 3 of the Constitution speaks about the defense of this Constitution. And Section 1 says that every person has an obligation to respect, uphold, and defend this Constitution. It speaks of every person. It doesn't matter whether you are a Kenyan, an un-Kenyan, AZIMIO, Kenya Kwanza, independent, or anybody you are, the president or any other, a slave or any other, every person must respect this Constitution. So therefore, whatever the Constitution says about anything must prevail. Now it follows then how this Constitution needs to be interpreted. And to understand this, I have to invite you to Article 259 of the Constitution, and it speaks about constructing the Constitution. In other words, we can speak about interpreting the Constitution. Section 1 of Article 259 says that this Constitution shall be interpreted in a manner that A. promotes its purpose, values, and principles. B. advances the rule of law and the human rights. C. permits the development of the law. And D. contributes to good governance. Article 2, Section 2 of this article is very important to this particular argument. If there is a conflict between different languages of this Constitution, English language version shall prevail. And therefore, if English is anything to prevail, then you have to understand it from the word go. You have to understand English, understand the noun, prefixes, and everything that is to do with the English language. I did a very fast and a quick Google searching of what the AZIMIO la Umoja is. And the simplest definition of this was AZIMIO la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. So it is not AZIMIO la Umoja One Kenya Coalition of parties. Now, Article 108. Article 108 of the Constitution is the article that is speaking about who is the majority in Parliament and who is the minority. Article 108 speaks about party leaders. And Section 1 says, there shall be a party leader of the majority party and the leader of the minority party. Number 2, the leader of the majority party shall be the person who is the leader in the National Assembly of the largest party or coalition of party. I need you to think and ask yourself, is there a difference between a coalition party and a coalition of party? My understanding is that those are two different words. They are two different sentences. If you say about coalition party, it doesn't mean the same as the coalition of parties. Because just as I have told you, I am Wilson Kimani. If I say that I am Wilson of Kimani, it brings another different understanding. Because Wilson Kimani means that both names, Wilson and Kimani, are both my names, belongs to me. But if I bring the word of Wilson of Kimani, it means Wilson is my name, and then Kimani is the name of the person who owns me. In other words, it is the name of my father. It is Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party, not coalition of parties. So in itself, it is not a coalition of parties. It is a coalition party. Majority of you, if you went to vote, then you understand that in the ballot paper of the presidential candidate, there was one candidate called Raila Odinga, and his running mate was one Martha Karua. Now, these two guys were running under the party called Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Party. So these are the only members in the Azimio la Umoja Party, because it is not a coalition of parties. It is a party. So with this argument and understanding of the simple English, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party does not have a single member of parliament in the National Assembly, and therefore in the consideration of who should take the majority leader of the National Assembly, Azimio la Umoja should not be an option. And if it is an option, then it is not promoting the Constitution, because the Constitution said that in Article 3 that I read before, I told you that the Constitution says that every person, irrespective of who you are, every person doesn't want to know who you are, has the obligation, is obliged. You have an obligation, as long as you are a person, you have an obligation to respect and uphold the Constitution. Then Article 259 told us that if there's a conflict between two languages, then English language shall prevail. And what does English language say? That Azimio la Umoja is not a coalition party. Still watching this video until this moment, then it means you are enjoying the show. So please do subscribe to this channel.